Hello, my name is Ben Andrews and this is the second video for the Breaking Barriers series, where we'll be looking at inaccessible venues as a barrier to disabled people leading more active lifestyles. Venues have come on leaps and bounds over the last few decades, but I'm afraid it's not as easy as sticking a ramp outside of your centre. Some disabilities can make venues look and seem a scary place. There needs to be considerations around inviting contrasting colours, depth of steps and stairs, accessible signage and information. Poor lighting and lack of visual and auditory signalling can be massively unnerving for people with sensory and learning disabilities and can make venues no-go, unsafe zones for disabled people. People need to feel safe and at ease in a centre that's appealing to them and caters to their needs. You could have the most inclusive activities in the world, but if the venue isn't accessible, then the activities can't be accessed. Let's hear from Geoff and his thoughts on what's needed to make venues more accessible for disabled people.
My name is Geoff Fletcher. I work for SDF, Salford Disability Forum, and my role, which I've just given up now, was the director there. At the moment, I organise the deaf-blind group. Any new centre need to start thinking about having a flashing red light to show a deaf person in the gym he needs to evacuate quickly. Without the red lights, you have to rely on his peers or whatever. Perhaps they don't realise he's there, they just run off and leave him. But if you had the red light flashing, that will help a deaf person, a hard of hearing person, and people who are too busy to hear things, they can see first. Well, a new building should have the ramps and the accessibility for wheelchairs. And another thing is, it's interesting, maybe a few people understand when you have a glass door, a blind person or partly sighted person, deaf-blind person can't see the glass. They might bang into it, so there needs to be some colours on the glass.
Yeah.
But a deaf-blind who can see, they might need some colours to guide them to wherever they're going to. Liverpool Museum, the new museum. If you go in there, you have a monitor, television monitor. You press a button, it will explain in signs what the background picture is, the history of the things on display.
Yeah, that's like the iRoll map, and it gives you a virtual tour of the building.
Yeah, and it gives you explaining the signing.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing is cropping up now. Disability rugby. They are tough men. They want tough sports. But the general disability, that sport's not for them.
Yeah.
You know.
It's got to be broader. It's got to be like walking, gardening,
bowls,
things like bowls.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to be a member of the North West Disability Sport. I was based in Liverpool. What's that? John Moore University. They had a gym, and it was built for disabled people. And the shower unit was built for wheelchairs. They go in and have a shower. The lockers were built for wheelchairs without a bench in the front. So they can go straight up the locker and put the key in, take out their thing, clothing, equipment, what they want, without a bench in front, so they can get right up.
Yeah.
So when it's the bench, they can't reach, they can't reach, so it's a problem. So John Moore University sorted that out, and it's been successful. They have subtitles on the monitor for people who are hard of hearing and deaf, so they can read.
There's some good initiatives out there already, like the Inclusive Fitness Initiative by the English Federation of Disability Sport, and they go around and consult on buildings and fitness facilities on how to make them more accessible for disabled people. What do you think needs to happen to venues to make sure they're inclusive for disabled people?
Money.
Not just a debt.
Money.
Is that about co-production, working with disabled people, the architects, people who are planning the buildings, working with disabled people?
Working with disabled people, ask them what's they need if they use at a gym in safety.
Yeah, and that's got to be done from the very start rather than waiting.
Before the building's built, sort it out beforehand.